This is a World War II, 1944 to 45 data production British Pacific 24-hour ration. These are individually canned units. 3 of them held together with that metal clasp. Stackable cans made out of aluminum with olive drab green paint as camouflage. This was used in the Pacific Theater, primarily in Burma, by British Chindit, or the official name for these guys were long-range penetration groups. Nice. Kind of like long-range reconnaissance patrol. But yeah, used in the jungles of Burma. It says, pierce upward a scored line, a head of arrow with blade of jackknife. Prise upwards along a scored line with back of blade or other blunt instrument. Look at this metal box container. Couldn't find really anything about this box, but I do know this. This is lightweight. It's 2 pounds, 15.3 ounces, or 1,341 grams. Makes me think, for something that takes up the same amount of cubic space, essentially, and the same amount of weight, the US K Ration. These were used by Chindit soldiers and opted for usage by Chindit Commander Brigadier Ord Wingate. Check this guy out. He was fairly eccentric and unconventional, to say the least. Anyway, this dude, he was able to get access through request, through a recommendation, a change in ration really out of emergency because theirs was pitiful before it. It was a no meat ration that had nothing but like cheese and almonds and raisins and this mostly sugar hodgepodge of stuff, lacking in protein and totaling only about 2,800 calories, and it just didn't work out. And that's where the Pacific 24-hour ration came in. This is the British K Ration. It's quite literally an optimized version of this, which they used. And the main issue with this ration for the British soldiers was it did not have tea. Breakfast unit has coffee. They have a little bit of water damage. And that's one of the things that would happen. And again, this thing was issued to Ord Wingate and his Chindit soldiers as a substitution by request to America, who was definitely able and willing to provide these rations to their ally and, fighting the Japanese in Burma that are behind enemy lines that need something that's lightweight. And at this era, this was the most advanced ration at the time, vitamin-enriched, compressed food. It was easily mass-produced, 14 different factories that can make it. Also, through monsoon season in Burma, pretty much half the year, it's like flooding everywhere. It's constantly soaked. A container like this, which is made out of aluminum. Check this out. Here's a magnet. There we go. It's a small circular can. The fact this can is aluminum and olive drab painted keeps it camouflaged, also protects the aluminum. It's corrosion resistant, lightweight, portable, readily available to the soldier in this package that is impenetrable to the insect and flooding issues of Burma. The great thing about the K Ration was it could get airdropped, but not without some risk for damage. This can guaranteed be airdropped. Anyway, 3 different units just like a K Ration. Smoothed out edges, perfect for fitting in a cargo pocket. Pacific 24-hour ration, midday snack. Breakfast, midday snack, supper. That's awesome. Here's the thing about these too. They can float. Trust me, it works. Watch this. Could it be dropped into water, like into puddles or a lake, big body of water? Yeah, look at that. It floats. They float quite nicely. Dude, what a ration. That thing's 76 years old and it's just sitting in the kitchen sink. Okay. So let's first start off with breakfast. It says Pierce has scored line ahead of Arrow with a jackknife. I'm just going to use Old Faithful when it comes down to control. Okay, let's see here. No hiss. Doesn't have much of an odor. That's good. Craven A Virginia cigarettes, oatmeal, ham and egg. I can smell like chewing gum or something in there, like a vanilla mint. And then look at these cigarettes. Craven plain, the same line quality as Craven A. This packet is used in the interest of national economy. That's nice. I mean, as with anything at the era of World War II and rationing, and not using any more than you need for anything, a little 5-pack for military. And then look at this. Is that a napkin, pretty much? This is what they used to call latrine paper, and it's olive drab. Oh, I might have to test this out for a tropical environment. Just if you dropped it on the ground, you might not be able to find it. Look at this, a menu list. Breakfast is ham and egg, biscuits, oatmeal blocks, tea ration. Oh boy, the tea ration. These were in here too. Oh geez, that'll be like not good anymore, my guess. Wow, look at everything that's in there. Candy, salt tablets, it looks like. Meprocrene. It's an anti-malarial regimen. Latrine paper, yeah. Porridge, crumble oatmeal finely into a mess tin with the aid of jackknife. Add sufficient water to make thin paste. Cook for 4 to 5 minutes, stirring the whole time and adding more water if porridge becomes too thick. The blocks may be eaten if preferred, but drink some water at the same time or soon after. Please turn over. It's like, oh, okay. They're so friendly. Look at that. Please turn over. It's not just turn over, they ask you, please, to, like, they really need you to read this. It's important. The tea ration will make about 1.5 pints of tea. Fill mess tin with water. Bring to a boil. Sprinkle in the ration. Stir once or twice. Continue boiling for a moment and allow to stand for a few minutes so that the leaves can sink to the bottom of the mess tin. The salt tablets will prevent you from becoming a casualty to the heat. 1 tablet should be taken with every pint of water that you drink. Do not swallow the tablets whole, but crush 2 tablets and place them in the water bottle each time you fill it and shake vigorously. At this strength, you will hardly be able to detect that the salt has been added. A compound vitamin tablet. This tablet contains concentrated vitamins from yeast and fresh fruit. It is most important that you swallow this. Your health and strength will suffer if you do not. Meprocrene tablet. This is to ward off malaria, your greatest enemy. You must take 1 tablet every day. This should be swallowed after a meal and followed by a copious draughts of water, tea, or other soft drink. Look at this, November 1944. All right, oatmeal, chopped ham and egg. That is in great shape. Considering its age, too bad. Like, if it didn't have that, I would say it's still fine. But there's Clostridium botulinum buildup in this, most likely. And If I can find something under the scope, I'll show it. Look at the old chewing gum. The Victory matches. Man, that is incredible. Made in Canada. Are these charms? They look like it. They're some kind of boiled sweet. Tea ration. Salt tablets. The mepicrine tablet. Vitamin tab. That's looking pretty good. Alright, let's get this out on the tray. Nice. Okay, let's first start off by checking out an oatmeal block. It just says oatmeal. Is it like a compressed oatmeal cookie, or is it just compressed oatmeal and then you break it up and add water? It might have dried milk. It kind of smells a bit foul. It's like some kind of waxed paper. It's like visually, I doubt it's changed much at all in that 76-year period. 77, potentially. Man, this has a little bit of a fruity smell to it. Still gonna try it out. It's just, And then cellophane wrapped shortbread cookie or some kind of hardtack, potentially. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, it's some kind of shortbread. There's like fats and bolstering the calorie content with butter. That's the thing. That is super rancid. And there's a lot of butter. These are shortbread cookies from World War II. I'm gonna keep them intact. Amazing. No real scent. I'm not sure. Cork tipped. Craven A cigarettes are made from the finest imported matured Virginia and other choice tobaccos, guaranteed pure and absolutely free from adulteration of any kind. Made in London's Wonder Factory by Carrera's Limited, established 1788. Arcadia Works, London, England. Awarded the Certificate of Institute of Hygiene for quality and purity, made especially to prevent sore throats. Her Majesty's Forces. They have a fairly earthy scent to them and a little bit of wood, like a cheap wood. Nice. It's like black tea with dried milk. Oh, man, it's the cheese. It's not supposed to smell like cheese at all. This stuff is definitely putrid. Here, let's check out a boiled sweet. See how well it unwraps. It looks okay so far. That's good enough. And it's definitely an old school lime flavor. Oh, I would say the tea ration is kind of a shame because it forces a soldier into having to like boil water, really, to prep it, most likely. Unless you're steeping it for a long time, might take all night or something, you might be able to do it cold. Not a bad boiled sweet. Once you get past the cellophane, that's just still steeping up. The oatmeal, it's a little bit sketchy also. I mean, I doubt that's... Man. And the tea. Let me tell you, that tea's definitely better than coffee for these British dudes. Excuse me. They need their tea, you know? You might have like potential gastrointestinal discomfort if you ate this entire cookie. But for one nice solid bite, gives it more, character for display. Like, I guess it's just stale grain and slightly rancid oils, and that's okay. It's not giving me like a terrible film feeling around my mouth or any kind of swelling or anything like that. When it comes down to at least experiencing the texture of it and everything, it's pretty close to what it would have been. And it's exactly what it's always been, just pretty stale. But anyway, the inclusion of salt tablets and anti-malaria regimen added, which is fascinating. I think this is the only ration I've ever seen that's like that. The Craven A cigarettes. Look at that thing. Her Majesty's Forces, Craven, Virginia. Man, it smells like wood still, and light tobacco. Like a cheap, like light pine wood, but then like a little musty, but not musty in a dangerous way, but more like just old paper or something, but not super pleasant. Fresh old paper, which, yes, a fresh kind of like a stimulating freshness to the smell. This is almost like a dull paper and a dull like pine and wood shavings, very light. And I'm telling you, this is like some kind of like ultra light blend from back in the day. That's why they said it's like especially like to, what was it again? Made especially to prevent sore throats. And it says there's like guaranteed pure and absolutely free from any adulteration of any kind. That's cool. That's really nice. That's what makes me less sketched out about this. It's not like we have a special additive that keeps it from burning fast. It doesn't say that. I'm like, if I come across something like that with an old cigarette, I'm definitely not interested. I'm telling you right now, who knows what that is? And who knows what that compound may have turned into after all this time. I'm not about to find out the hard way, but this is safe. This is legit. Victory cigarettes, this tells you everything. This is the Allied offensive. They were intent on winning. It's like, we're going to win. We're pushing hard. Close cover before striking match. Let's see if I can get all fancy with this. Probably not. actually tastes like tobacco. I don't know how much I'm going to be inhaling, but I did not see any, signs of dry mold or anything to it. And on its dry pull, it did not seem like there was any kind of unpleasant, like you'll feel when there's any kind of mold in there. You'll actually feel on the dry pull. Like, have you ever hung out in like a wet garage or something, or you ever go into a place that has like mold and you feel instantly what it does to your breathing? You'll get that same kind of effect if you dry pull a moldy cigarette. So anyway. Oh, this is actually not bad. I don't know if I showed that before, but it has a nice squish, and there was no dry, it's not like, look, you see there's no like dried bits flying out the end. Even if it didn't have dry mold, it could be very dry on its draw and burning real fast and, harsh on the throat. Very nice smoke, surprisingly. I don't even think the others need to go in a humidor. I'll probably just enjoy them. I definitely did not expect that. I just figured like, well, it's just gonna taste miserable. I'll light it up and take a draw or two. It's a great smoke. It's unique too. It's so mild that like the stray smoke from up here, it isn't just an overpowering smoke that burns your nose if you smell it. And it's a little bit cheap, and it feels like an odd, unfiltered ultralight. This is an actual, like, nice experience. This is very surprising. Didn't expect it. It is not burning like a fuse out of an old cartoon. Just a rather neutral environment that it's sitting in, and well stored for all that time. What a score. What a find right there. I mean, I don't know how many of these are left or anything, but it was made for that Burma conflict. Barely reached it in time. Too bad it didn't make it to the Chindits a year or two sooner. It would have been nice for them. Majesty's Forces. I almost want to not smoke it all the way down. I want to keep that because I gotta save this. This is amazing. It was very pleasant. Very, very nice smoke. I'm mesmerized by the ash and the way it has burned. Beautiful. And it has a nice squish to the squeeze. That's always nice. Those guys went through way too much unnecessarily, and they didn't have proper supply of food that they could eat quickly and easily, that they could carry on their person up in those foxholes. Look at that latrine paper. It's the worst toilet paper ever. It's way too smooth. Chewing gum, cigarettes. That is a K ration. They're taking after that. They're collaborating with America. Canada was doing the same thing. Allies collaborating with their rations and their research and that intel so they could maximize their food. And that's what they did. Here, one more drag. There's no bite or anything like that. I mean, here. Craven, Virginia. I did not expect this smoke to be such a beaut, really. Let's check out some chewing gum. Gotta be careful. Ooh. Oh yeah. They're like jawbreakers. You can't chew on them. I'm gonna sit here for a minute. Okay, so that's peppermint. Great chicle too. It's not real dark, but there's a good amount of real chicle in there. Look at the color. If you try to chew on this, oh yeah, I've come across chicle like this before. Candy coated rocks. That's what that turned into. You see the tooth mark? You bite, and oh yeah, there is no way you can get into that. See, this is the thing with old chewing gum. You gotta be very careful. Don't just chew in brazenly. The salt tablets, you could crush them up to get like a leech off you, which leeches are out there a little bit in freshwater, Myanmar, you know, Burma. The salt tablets, great for the tropical zone for when you're sweating, prevent cramps. Boiled sweets. I'm telling you, it's brutal. Oh wow, look. That was a victory. Oh, there's another one. Nice. The more we peel this off, the more actual flavor we'll have, opposed to just, like, no joke, like an entire side of the candy covered in this, you know, old plastic. And it's just inhumane. I hope it wasn't like this for these guys. Out on the trail, well, there probably weren't many trails in Burma. It was just making your own trail with a machete, cutting through brush, slipping around muddy walkways and stuff. And you try to unravel your boiled sweet. Is that even... Dude, this is insane. Now I know what eternity feels like. Anyway, look at that. Finally got that cellophane off after all these years. Oh. Oh man. Whoa, what happened? Then this darker, potentially cherry, who knows? Oh. Yeah. Also has a slight musty flavor, but it's not too bad. It's cherry, and none of them taste very natural. It's almost like some old school artificial flavors that did not fully hold up. That's really what that seems like to me. So there's a cherry, orange, lime, chopped ham and egg. Man, that's a solid can of meat. It's just too bad. Again, man, if that didn't have that, you know, I would have actually felt like potentially it could have still been edible. Let's see here. Oh yeah, what a sight, right? Like that tea. There's so much like chunkiness. It's the tea at the bottom that settles. Look at that. Tea. Oh yeah. Really, yeah. Ooh, nice hiss. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks fantastic. Oh man. It has incredible moisture content still. Listen. It has an absolute metallic scent. It is, like, undoubtedly inedible. No doubt in my mind that you could never possibly eat this, even if you, like, fried it up. I mean, because it for sure had gas buildup in there. Absolutely astounding condition for that. Oh, nice. It's getting darker. I almost feel like leaving it out. I mean, there was some kind of spore growing in there. Some spore or mucor or... Oh yeah, look at that, like... That can't be good, whatever that is. That's some fine ham. This ain't that pig. It's been dead for over 76 years. Almost looked good enough to eat. Okay, now we're back with that midday snack. Actually, I got two of them. This is my extra. And I think I'm going to actually open that because look at this, right? You see that? There's a bulge. Still has a nice rattle. And you know what? It's probably a chocolate bar that swelled. I'm guessing it's a tropical chocolate. There's no hiss. I don't want to cut in much more. I'm wondering about that. See that? Let's give it a whiff. Man, it smells like soda. That's odd. Like, it smells like Coca-Cola. No, this is fine. And I'm going to keep it like this. I am not going to open it any further because you will end up puncturing things. I see. Look, right? That's got to be a tropical chocolate bar. This one bulged over time. It swelled up. But what's weird is this thing, how it just must have shook around so much. And the other part of this pamphlet's in the fold. I'm going to just take that out. No big deal. Look at that, sugar cubes, a meat biscuit. Wow. So that's like a pretty early example of a pemmican bar. And that derives from American natives, and there's like pinole, compressed into a bar, complete food made out of nuts, meat, berries kind of thing. Meat biscuit, probably a lot like a pemmican bar. Dude, what are those? Pascal could be like barley sugar. I mean, here's half the pamphlet. We'll get to the other one. Oh, lemon crystals and sugar. How is that not smelling that bad? I don't get it. A fruit bar. I wonder what fruit it was made out of. Probably like a little bit of everything, or it could just be, like date. Or it could be like a bunch of sugar mixed with a little bit of fruit, like apple and pear. Who knows? But look at that, it's a fruit bar. And just loose sugar cubes. It has like an amazingly low moisture content. Lemon crystals. This is so much like a K Ration dinner. Look at this. And it doesn't look that great, whatever it is. Man. Midday Snack, biscuits, chocolate, meat biscuit, fruit bar, lemon crystals. You stir the lemon crystals and sugar in a pint of water until it's fully dissolved. The lemon crystals contain valuable fortifying vitamins. All right, let's get this out on a tray. Nice. Okay, let's first start off by checking out some chocolate. I wonder if it's Cadbury, Fry. That's not bad. Okay. Multiple layers. What is this, like parchment paper type stuff? It's Cadbury. Fantastic. Man, I want to try some right now, but hold on. Let's wait a sec. This is like, I think that came off the lip of that can. The biscuits don't look too slick. And I'm guessing this is just lemonade. I'm going to try it. That's lemonade. Nothing but the best. Top grade World War II lemonade. Oh yeah. I wonder how the biscuit is. I mean, is it going to be the same biscuit as breakfast and it's just 2 of them instead of 3? It looks like the same shape and same thickness as those breakfast biscuits. So I have a feeling that's what it is. I'm probably going to just keep it sealed. I just have this feeling they're the same. It might be something I'll forever wonder, but probably not. All right, so speaking of biscuit, meat biscuit. Man, look at all that lemonade. Hold on. It'd be like a waste if I didn't. There, set that right over yonder. Scrape this into it. Perfectly fine lemonade. There's no like heavy metals or anything in there. It's not like there were metal shavings. No kind of absorption on the metal inside that created any kind of corrosion, oxidation, or leaching of the metal. I don't see anything like that visually at all. This is totally like a pemmican biscuit. They say meat biscuit. And meat biscuit, a soldier's actually going to understand what that means instead of pemmican biscuit. A lot of guys are just going to read that and they're like, what is that? But it's pemmican. It doesn't look bad for its age. It doesn't smell bad either. It's just odd how everything has, and I keep saying it because it's just there's no other. I mean, it is strange the extent of the smell of cola in everything. I see very little in the way of fat separation. You can see some on there. You see that? It is a meat bar. It almost looks like a brownie or like a dog treat. And it smells kind of good. It really does just smell like some kind of almost like dehydrated Coca-Cola crystals. Let's check this out. Oh, nice. Okay. This is our little lemonade pitcher right here. It looks great. I mean, it really does. No off color. That is tremendous. Look at that. And there are little bits of something floating in there, but makes it seem more natural. Let's see here, the fruit bar. That thing's hard as a rock. Look at that. Might be a good idea to soak it. I wonder, is that sugar on the outside of it? Let's check it out. Let's just drop it in here. Man, because it's hard as a rock. What should I do? Because I really want to eat it. Yep, and drop it in there. There we go. The carbohydrates, you know, and fiber, it's like you don't have to worry about that. When you get into this, you venture into potentially like old milk. But this looks... Let's see here. Bloomed through. No way. That's incredible. This is perfectly edible. It is a little bit bloomed, like brittles down, and by golly, everything tastes like Coca-Cola. Yeah, it reminds me too, you know, British operational ration packs, modern. They have these cola bottle gummy candies, like these chewy candies. And they have cola flavored beverage base. Maybe that's cola flavored chocolate. And it just has like really kind of, you know, sent some like flavor transfer to the rest of the components. It actually melts on your fingers. It doesn't have like perfect, you know, tropical chocolate. It seems, you know, like it melts, you know, it's not like a non-meltable at 98 degrees Fahrenheit, you know, it's more like 120 raised up because of oat flour being added kind of chocolate. This is just like pretty normal. Man, dude, I need a sip of. So unusual. And so, ooh, lemonade strong. Let's check out the fruit bar. Let's see if, oh wait, yeah, it's like, it's like paste coming off it like baby food. It's like a fruit lick. You just gotta like lick the thing all day long. Man, still can't chew down on it. That almost looks like, what is that? Maybe that's a seed. Not really sure when this hardened up to the extent that it did. It might have been a couple years after it was canned. It might have always been hard as a rock. It smells so natural. It smells like a very natural, oxidized, very ripe blend of fruits, like pounded into like a pile of like fruit mash. Ooh. Look. Progress. Look at that. I'm actually getting a piece off. That was very fibrous. And That is like a piece of seed right there. Yeah, that's a seed. Dude, that's... Oops. Yeah, like... I managed to get a bite off. There is a lot of insoluble fiber in this, like roughage. Like, oh, a tooth cracker for sure with tons of seeds and bits in it. Here, drop it back in there. Let's check out a boiled sweet. Pascal barley sugar is usually what you'd come across, but look at that. Look at that thing. It's in such good shape. I mean, that is just incredible. It didn't liquefy. Gonna open each of them. I mean, different flavors. For sure gonna go for each. And I feel like trying this one out first. A very light lemon flavor. It seems like, and I'm not even, These were in a wax paper wrapper instead of cellophane. And it's a better boiled sweet all the way around. It has a normal, non-oxidized or like turned in any sort of like negative way lemon flavor that's natural, very nice. It's very soothing. Well, it's sweet's not bad. I'll add that in there too. It'll just sweeten it up, add a little extra lemon flavor, most likely. Look at that. And I'm gonna just keep stirring this until the fruit bar dissolves a little bit, maybe fully. This will be like a lemonade fruit smoothie. You couldn't even chew it because it's full of seeds and pit. I didn't leave anything out, that's for sure. Great flavor now. Not too tart. Very natural flavor of lemonade. Look at that. Nice. Whoa, the sweet's definitely dissolving. It's another day. Look at that. Take it back over in just a sec. That's a date bar. A date with a lot of pit in there too. This thing has finally softened up. There might be apricot in there too. The fruit bar. That's perfectly edible. I mean, like, hardened up. Didn't have much moisture content to begin with. I mean, reintroducing a little back in just takes soaking it, I guess. It darkened up the lemonade, like, quite a bit with, like, a pulp. That's pretty cool. I wonder if it affected flavor at all. Gosh, it seems like it might have. It's like a fruit smoothie. A Cadbury chocolate. Couple bites to totally coat my palate to like really get the flavor. To give it a full reading to, is there anything off? Not a bit. It's when chocolate is like aged. It dries out and then it just stays in like a dormant form. I've come across this before and I don't know what exactly like causes this, but in this case I'm seeing extremely low moisture content for everything as like first and foremost like important. Low fat content actually. This is the most ahead of its time ration in a lot of ways at this point, and quick and easy to produce. They didn't fiddle around with even wrapping the sugar cubes. It's kind of like, it might not be good in a tropical, area. I mean, it's like once you open it, it's like the sugar cubes need to get utilized first. Man, it just breaks up. Could make a hot chocolate, excuse me. Making a drink would be a waste. I mean, it's perfect chocolate. It's from like a completely different generation, from like multiple generations in the past. Chocolate that is smooth to the touch, brittly on the chew, but not to a point where it's so off-putting you wouldn't want to eat it. At least not me. I mean, I eat something like this, I know it's aged. This is just like a beautifully aged chocolate bar. It's a delicacy, that's what this is. It is an incredible, like, venturing into something that, like, I don't know how many other things you can do in this life. It is, like, to this level of immersion of anything that is from a different era to connect with not just some music, to hear it even on an old record player with an old record or something, which is cool. Novelty. A theme to the food or to the candy or snack. Some artwork that's appealing. A container that has multiple uses, or something that makes you feel like it's nifty. Wait. Oh man. I'll be careful with this thing. It almost seems like there's a little citrus in it. There's a light tartness, very, very subtle. Let's bite the least sketchy looking corner. Like that. Meat biscuit. I wonder what kind of meat. Very low moisture content. Chew slowly. It's the good stuff. Oh. Bit my lip a little bit. Whoops. It tastes like a dog treat. I mean, it really does. This tastes so much like a dog biscuit. It's beef with what tastes like kidney, like kidney paste or something, like metallic, very light, metallic, low grade beef flavor. It's, I don't know, little bits caught in my teeth. Yeah, it's a little bit bland. I bet you could break it up, turn it into a porridge, and add the salt tablets, crush them up, give it a little more flavor if you needed to. Like, it's still edible, like, to a degree. It's not, I'm not getting any foul, like, follow-up. It's just not, like, palatable at all. And it's kind of like, I think that's enough for me to kind of wiggle out of that one. Like, oh, I took 2 bites and that's it. I mean, yeah, that's it. It's like a beef jerky biscuit. I'm kind of amazed by how decent that is, considering. I mean, it's Here, let me just break off this little piece. The flavor is not overly strong. There's nothing rancid about it. It hardly even seems stale. I mean, it's natural to be like quite skeptical with meat. You know, it's always the thing that you're going to be like the most skeptical to venture into. Oh, I feel like I'll be tasting that like for the rest of the day here until we get over to supper, which might just go over to that right away. I don't know. What an adventure, really. That fruit pulp at the bottom, really nice. Oh yeah. All right, lemon or lime candy. That has such a smooth and appealing lime flavor. It does not have like a unusual alteration in any sort of way. It is perfect. I had no meat for the Chindits to eat. Ord Wingate, he said, oh yeah, soldiers, if they want meat, they can hunt for game while they're out there. It's like these guys are LRP, you know, they're recon. They can't hunt for game. Sorry. Anyway, it's such a smooth orange flavor. Alright, so it's been a whole other day, and I'm back over here. I haven't cleared this off yet. Let's see if this still smells like cola. Yep, and that is exactly what it was. It was cola-enriched chocolate. Like, there's caffeine in it, and that's why I'd gotten such a rush off that chocolate. I know there's cola in there. The lemonade acted as some form of desiccant, because I realized that is lemonade crystals that picked up moisture. You see the black on that? That picked up moisture. I thought maybe it was like bug turds at first or something. You never know. It is also on the lip, the inside lip of the can here. Look at that. Check this out. That is all lemonade that's stuck to the can, that's stuck to the wrapper of this, and acted as a form of desiccant. It absorbed moisture. The little bit of moisture that was in this whole tin ended up here. From absorption of moisture, you can see how it recrystallized or, reformed after catching that moisture. Anyway, it's supper time. We're going in. You know, this thing got me a little bit worried because there's no, rattle to it or anything. And trust me, that's not a good sign. It's like when there's no shake or rattle to the shake with a can, it means something leaked. That's my guess, but we'll see. No hiss. Let's give it a little whiff. Wait, I don't know. Too soon to tell. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Oh wow, it was just tightly packed in there. It didn't leak or anything. It's actually, oh wait, there's a little bit of a smell of cheese. It's not too extreme, but it's there. Yeah, ham and beef is the main. Biscuits, oatmeal block, cheese blocks. I knew it. Yeah, it's okay. Tea rations, sweets, salt tabs, latrine paper. Gotta love that latrine paper. This stuff's definitely staying in the collection. It's kind of valuable toilet paper, it's rare. I wonder what it's worth. You could probably sell each slice for a few dollars. But anyway. Yeah, I can definitely smell the cheese, and look at that. That is beautiful. There you go. There's the actual oatmeal block or munch that, oh man, hold on. You gotta take this out in like the right order. This is the same kind that's in those RAF special ration type C. Anyway, that's where we start. Ooh, that boiled sweet's kind of a mess. Here. We'll just set that like right there. There we go. Nice solid can of ham and beef chopped. That's crazy. Wait, it's on the bottom. Okay. The bulge is on the bottom. It's totally not good. I mean, like 3.5 ounce, 10, and then the ink just kind of goes out there. Probably October 44 is when it was canned, is my guess. Oatmeal block. Oh, it's rancid, like for sure. It's really not that bad. It could even be edible. And it's kind of open there already and it's leaking. Like, I don't think I could possibly eat any. It just doesn't seem, rational. Whether it's dry, highly desiccated dry, low fat, and, higher protein, like a cheese concentrate even of sorts or something. It's like, didn't turn. I'm still skeptical. There's more salt tabs. Boy, they give you a bunch of salt tablets. I mean, like, packing each one. Oh, wow. Look, more smokes. All right, and is this another cheese? Yep, they give you 2 cheese bars. The boiled sweets were, like, kind of different in each one. And these are, like, a real failure. Oh, geez, that's a shame right there. Look at that. Total, like, melted boiled sweet. Man, what is this? A fruit bar. It's not hard as a rock, which is actually concerning. First off, I think it would not unwrap. And second, yeah, it smells like cheese and like an old, like boot leather kind of smell. I'm going to keep that sealed and save it for display. That's definitely a display item. I have a feeling nothing will be edible. Potentially not even smokable with this one pack. The boiled sweets have melted, like, in a pretty bad way. Gosh, that must have been cherry. Wouldn't even know because it just, like, dude, it just smells like cheese. Everything smells like that cheese. It might take a day. I might leave everything out for a day, and then it'll lose that scent. Oh, man. You know what? You hear that? I might... Oh, what should I do? Yeah, I'm going to leave that in there. Oh, man, the boiled sweets caused issues. And, this could have happened with the other ones. I knew there was something wrong with this. I figured it was the meat can that leaked. Okay. That was easier than I thought it'd be. The pack of biscuits, I guess, will come out as well. But those boiled sweets are stuck in there. I mean, this is like the kind of thing that can happen with this. I mean, easily. And these we will just keep together. I might just go ahead and leave this to a simpler tray up of potentially just the oatmeal bar and ham and beef. We'll see. Maybe a cheese. Gosh, look at those. Same biscuits as the breakfast and midday snack. Man, we got real lucky on that breakfast. I just realized. I mean, the pack of matches is completely adhered to the front of Craven A's. It's the back and upside down of this pack right here. Same pack. So it's Craven A. If it was a different brand, I'd open it. But I'm keeping it sealed. Not bad. All right. Let's get this out on your tray. Nice. Okay. It's actually been a whole 24 hours again because We're gonna find out if this oatmeal actually smells like real oatmeal or if it's... Oh, it still smells like cheese. It's such a sticky wax paper. Like, it probably burns really well. There we go. Not bad. Look at that. Oh man, it just smells so old and rank. I mean, it looks pretty good. I'm telling you, this is Oatmeal Munch, is what they called this in the Royal Air Force Special Ration Type C. It's rancid. Check this out. If I peel it, just look at that. Let's get this like real brief look. That's what the cheese is looking like under there. It's just barely on the left side. I'm gonna leave it in there. It's precious. I mean, it really is. I know it's not edible. Oh, jeez. Ooh, yeah. This is just like a bloated. Here, hold up. Let's just test out the goods. Sharp. Yeah, you can't eat. You can't eat any of that. You could probably say that this cheese is a razor sharp cheddar. Just like the ham and eggs. I'm gonna probably bag up the meat and, you know, put it in one of my freezers. Alright, there we go. The cheese is literally just powder, and the milk solids have long turned. You would probably need some serious antibiotics if you ate that. Like a serious regimen to pierce through the thick cell wall of the bacteria that is in it. And then the same thing with this. You'd get real sick if you ate it from the neurotoxin. And you don't want to breathe it in either. You want that first blast to get out. It's like release the evil spirits, and then like once they dissipate, then you're good. You gotta wait like a minute. Oh, this is not going to be an easy can to open. Whoa, it's weak. Ah, beef. You could see it just like right on the blade. Nice. Yes. All right. Gosh, look at that meat. It's super pink. Look at this. Whoa. That has incredible color for its age. It's beautiful. It really is. That's unbelievable for its age. Man. Ham and beef. Yes. Came out in one solid chunk. Okay, taking the mask off. It smells much less strong than the ham and eggs. It's corned beef. Look at that. What, did you think I was actually going to eat some of that? I mean, I guess supper was a little bit of a letdown when it comes down to anything edible. Oh, I do smell something. Hold on. It just smells like metallic meat. Like a really strong, accentuated, morbid corned beef. And what is this? Rip it wrapping. Okay. Hygienic wrapping. What? Did they really? Hold on. Look at this. Parker Dobson Hygienic Wrapping, Liverpool, England. That boiled sweet is a real letdown, but could have been worse. Could have completely liquefied out of the wrapper and everything recrystallized inside of other components. I've seen that kind of thing before. It's really neat. I've seen and smelled and tasted a lot of flavor transfers, along with the transfer of rancidity from one item to another, which is completely possible when it's sitting next to the other thing, with a thin or like no wrapper. In this case, a wax paper wrapper that just does not protect against the permeation, and the oatmeal is most definitely stale. This thing is like, oh yeah, very stale grain. It would have been great. Probably enriched with at least vitamin B1 and, potentially vitamin A, vitamin C, which would also shorten its lifespan if it was enriched with more vitamins. And these things weren't built to, last out any longer than maybe 5 years anyway. Maybe 10. If World War II just kept going on, there was no promise of anything at that point. And so, there probably was a thought of, well, what if we needed to stockpile these? The K Ration was rated to last for maintaining full nutritional value. I'm not joking, for I think 14 months. So this thing was, Ministry of Food, when they designed it, it very likely was rated to last out a couple years, at the most 3, for maintaining full nutritional value to their standards of need. And utilized at the Allied offensive of Burma. This is after Ord Wingate dies in a plane crash March 1944. He's replaced, and a lot of the strategies start to change. The 14th Army, they end up absorbing the Chindits. It's like the Chindits went through so much, and that's their, recon, essentially. They went through so much in the way of nutritional and just overall supply issues, but nutritionally, they got hit hard. They're supposed to get 4,000 calories a day, and they only got 2,800 on average, and they lost a bunch of weight, got weakened, sick, scrub typhus, malaria. This thing has that anti-malaria regimen in breakfast. That was amazing. That was designed because these guys were getting that kind of stuff, and an incredible ration. I'd say probably the most advanced out of any individual ration at the time, nutritionally and compact, ready to eat wise. Very innovative, fantastic ration, very well made. Got that bagged up. Check out that mold. Corned beef. It'd come in melted in the tropical weather. They called it burdew. It turned into a meat muck. Look at that cheese. Oh, yeah. Alright, now here's the meat biscuit. You can see it has very little fat. It is mostly protein, low moisture content and low fat content, and the fact that no moisture has hit it after all this time. The fat isn't even rancid. It wasn't even foul. It's just a super well stored and incredible example of this thing. Look at that chocolate. That's incredible looking. I mean, it's bloomed, but it's so desiccated. Look at this, the lemonade on the biscuit. Royal oats. This looks great. There was nothing wrong with this. I mean, it was a little stale and kind of rancid. What's that right there? Oh, geez. You see that thing? What the heck? Was that a hair? Where did it go? Stale oatmeal munch from the supper. Looking pretty basic. Alright, that does it. What an experience. Well, anyway, this is Steve1989. I hope you liked the video. And I'll be coming back at you with something new. Or old. Alright, cool. See ya.